What's up, guys? It's Looney TNT. How you guys doing? So today we're going to show you guys a beginner's guide to the Resto Druid. Now, if you guys just got boosted to 90, if you guys just hit 90 on the level cap, whatever it is, and you got to want to get into healing, well, there's a couple beginner things that I want you to know. Now, we're going to go into some of the more advanced things, but I think the basics are going to bring you right along through your first couple bosses in Siege of Ogremore, and then you can kind of feel on what you like to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the class a little bit, because a lot of people they want to get right into the glyphs and the step priorities and things like that. You know, you don't got that much gear right now. You're trying to understand the class. You're trying to figure out, well, when am I supposed to be healing, when am I not? Because that is a thing, when to heal and when not to heal with a Restoration Druid. So let's go ahead and get into it. What do I want to do as a Restoration Druid? Let's talk about a 10-man raid. I go into a 10-man raid or a 14 flex, whatever you're doing. As much as a lot of Restoration Druids don't want to think about themselves as a support healing class, that's kind of what we're designed to do. And a support healing class doesn't mean that we're inferior to any other class. I out-heal almost everybody when I'm raiding anyway, just because I'm playing that role. Now, what that role means is I want to keep my hots up. I have my Rejuvenate. My Rejuvenate's a instant cast spell that ticks and heals my party members frequently over and over and over. Now, I have Genesis, so let's say these spells combine amazing. So let's say I'm ticking them here, and I pop Genesis. What Genesis is going to do is it's going to speed up the cast time on my Rejuvenate, and it's going to make it go faster. So let me do it on myself real quick, party member. So when I click it, as you can see, the heal goes way quicker, way quicker. So that's in spike damage, you know, things like that. I'm trying to really keep them alive. I'll spread that around, and I'll click it, and it will go a lot faster. So what it does is targets all party or raid members within 60 yards, and it the cast of Rejuvenate effects causing the heal to expire at 400% the normal rate. So what that means is it goes fast. Okay, so it's giving you all your heal in a short amount of time rather than a lot of your heal over time. Another thing that you want to do is Wild Growth is an amazing spell, and a lot of people say it should be kept up on cooldown, which is good advice. But what I like to do is I like to combine it with my Swift Mint, and we're going to get into talents a little bit. I have Soul of the Forest. A lot of people think Force of Nature is amazing. Me, it's cool. It really is. But I love this spell. What it does for Restoration Druids is you gain 100% haste for the next time you cast a spell after you cast Swift Mend. Now, so check it out. I'll give you guys a little bit of details here. So this is my Wild Growth currently. You guys can see the numbers. They're pretty fast. They're pretty incredible, right? So let's do it after Swift Mend with my talent. So I'll go here. I'll go Swift Mend. Now watch the speed. Now you see how much faster it is? And the duration doesn't go off. And I can do that over and over and over. I'm ready to do it again. See, my Wild Growth is up and my Swift Mend's off in 1 second. Here we go. We can do it again, and we can do it constantly. So, in my opinion, that talent is like a must talent for me. It's too good to pass up. Now, your Life Bloom. Let's say you're raiding with two tanks and they're swapping and things. Swap this with them. This guy right here, what I'll do is I'll pop 3. So it has 3 on him. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch this over to this guy over here. And the 3 stacks recharge and they all switch over. So whenever an off tank is Whenever the off tank is tanking, switch over to him and make sure that those aren't wasted heals on him. Okay. Now another thing, let's say your job is to keep the tanks up, right? This is an amazing spell. I want my hots on them, but watch what happens when I combine my Swift Mend with the spell. You can see how fast it's going, how fast it's ticking. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Swift Mend and I'm going to Life Bloom. Now you see how much faster all the heals are. So if I want to keep a tank up, this is the way that I want to do it. It makes it much more convenient for me, and it's a lot better. Now let's talk about some cooldowns we have. We have Bark Skin. It's on a 45-second cooldown. If something's going down and I'm taking damage, I'm going to use it. But we also have another one, which is called Iron Bark, which is on a 1-minute cooldown. That can be placed on a target. So let's say it's just like my Bark Skin, but I can place it on people. So I'll place it on this guy. As you can see, all damage taken is reduced by 20% for about, I think it's 10 seconds? 12 seconds. So, and that's on a minute cooldown. So whenever you feel your tank is taking a little bit too much damage, don't be afraid to use it. Alright, so a couple other things to mention. I do have my Regrowth, and I don't really use my Regrowth unless there's a lot of burst damage and I need to get it out fast. So as you guys can see, I can just Regrowth, fast heals, but the problem is it takes a little bit of mana, okay? So another thing that I like to do, we're going to talk about efflorescence in my mushrooms. It's one of the most important part about being a druid is my mushrooms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to let me check on my glyphs real quick. So my glyphs are set up a little bit different than a lot of people's, but this glyph is a must. Glyph of efflorescence. It's a must, okay? And this is a must to be able to move around your mushroom, okay? So these two combined will allow me to place my mushroom, because usually if you don't have it, you place the mushroom where you stand. Well, this one I can place my mushroom anywhere. And when I put it down, my efflorescence ability cast in this circle. Now, before, if you don't have that glyph, after your Swiftman ability, it will have a efflorescence proc on it. This way, I can keep it down 100% of the fight. I can just keep it down, and it will continue to heal all the time for me. Okay, so those are mandatory, really. You guys can also the bloom. Now the bloom, what it's going to do is it's going to heal everybody a big amount. But usually what I do is I wait until the bloom has set. It will start shining. Now don't use it then though. Use it when you know there's going to be a lot of damage put out. So let's say we're on who's a good example? Let's do the fourth boss in Siege of Orgrimmar, when all those little guys spawn and everything starts happening, and you have to kill the ad in the back. Horrible example, I know. That's a horrible example. But let's do it this way. There's a lot of damage that's input on the raid. Okay? Everybody's standing in your circle. Well, what I'll do then is I'll pop it, and then it will heal everybody up really fast. And remember, I can put it right back down and start recharging it. So it's very important. All right, let's talk about talents. Let's talk about talents real quick. This first one is really optional. Okay. This one I was having some fun in PvP. So you can do that one if you want. Usually when I'm raiding, I do this one. Actually, I go back and forth. So it's up to you. The second, the level 31, this one's too good. I can honestly put my if we're in a group fight, I can put my circle down for my mushroom. I have this on, and I'm doing 30 K heals a second, AFK. I can honestly leave, go get something to eat, come back, and I'm still healing the group. It's amazing. Not saying I do that. Typhoon, come on, Typhoon's amazing. Soul of the Forest, awesome. This one's interesting. You guys can go whatever one you want, really, in this one. I just like the Vortex, because sometimes I like to mess around in PvP, and I don't like to move stuff. Alright, here we go. This is Nature's Vigil is really, really good. It is really good. The reason I go Heart of the Wild is just the simple base set to the intelligence. The intelligence boost is really, really good. The problem is it's 6-minute cooldown. You know, if you're popping this twice in Siege of Orgrimmar, it's because you're on Garrosh. There shouldn't be another situation where you're popping that twice, unless maybe you're on towers or something. But that shouldn't matter too much. So you can. This one, I don't know. It's cool, but I don't really use it at all. It's either Nature's Vigil or Heart of the Wild, and that's up to you guys. All right, so let's go into Glyphs. We've already talked about this a little bit. These two are mandatory. The other ones you can play with a little bit, but because I love to AoE heal, I went with the Glyph, the Wild Growth. It gives me one additional target to heal. It's awesome. It's amazing. It increases the cooldown by 2 seconds, but you know what? It's completely worth it to get that extra target. Especially if you're doing 5-man heroics to try to gear up. And to be honest, if you guys wanted to gear up, just do looking for raids and go to the Isle. It's just the way to go right now. Now you can even actually do PvP. 550 gear is amazing for you guys to get jumped into a raid. All right, so let's go a Glyph of Regrowth. Now this one I like because it increases your critical chance by regrowth by 40%. But to be honest, I crit all the time with it. Now what it does is it takes away it's hot, but to use regrowth as a hot isn't that good anyway, because you know, you have so many other hots to worry about. It's really not something that you should be focused on 100%. Okay guys, so those are I didn't talk about Tranquility, but Tranquility is just, it is your cooldown, your healing cooldown. It's amazing. I'm not going to talk about Symbiosis. Your Innervates, you know, use your Innervates when you need to. If you're doing amazing on mana and you don't need to, give it to another healer. Don't give it to a Destruction Warlock. You know, just because they're out of mana doesn't mean they won't have it in a second. So hopefully this guide helped you guys out. Like I said, this is a beginner's guide. This is just to sum up some of the things. The biggest things to take out of this guide is the mushrooms and having them glyphed. If you just have that, you're going to be doing 10 times better in any raiding situation, any heroic situation, because I've done it myself. I was doing heroics and I was like, man, I just can't keep people up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I got this, popped this, did that, did this. Guess what? Changed the way I heal. It really did. So combined with those, make sure you have Soul of the Forest, 1 Rejuvenate on the target, 1 Swiftman on the target, and then 1 Wild Growth, and repeat, and nobody should die in your 5-man. Okay? Do that in your 10-man raids normal. Do that on your 14-man's flex, and or your 25 looking for a raid, and you will be at least, you know, maybe 5-4 depending on what your gear is. If you're really well geared, you're number 1 for sure. All right, guys. So I apologize for the video being so long, but I just wanted to get some beginner stuff, and any pros out there that are watching this video and saying you did this wrong, you did this wrong, this is a beginner's guide. This is for people that that just got into the class, that just want to get some basics out of the class. And I hope I helped them out. If I didn't help you out, I apologize. There's some better guides out there than I can make. Alright guys, if you guys really like this video, subscribe, like, and I'll talk to you guys later.